Hello, I'm Keely from Hooking Love, and this week's stitch of the week is the waffle stitch. Now, to make the waffle stitch, today I'm going to be using this Aran weight yarn with a 5mm hook, but you're looking at an appropriate yarn and hook size. If you crochet loosely, you might want to go down a little bit, and vice versa if you crochet with any sort of tightness. You do want it to be fairly firm, is my experience of it, but make a couple of swatches in different sizes, see what you like. We are going to also need some scissors, and you will need a needle for sewing in ends as normal. First of all, you're going to make a slip knot. And then our multiples for this stitch are 3. So each part of the pattern takes 3 stitches, and our extra is 4. So it's a multiple of 3 plus 4. So that's what you'll be doing. So I've got 18 there, so that's my multiple of 3. I'm going to add my 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, for this first row, we're going to go into the second chain from the hook. So for me, I'm going into these back bars. So that's my first one. This is my second. And I'm going to make a US double, so that's a UK treble. So we're yarning over, we are missing that first chain, we're going into the second chain, and we are going to draw through the chain, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We are going to do that all the way along. So yarn over, into the chain, draw through a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm going to ask you to go right to the end, and then we will join up together again, and we will start on making the pattern as is. So first foundation row is a full row of US doubles, UK trebles. So I have just finished that. This is my row, and I am going to now start with row 2 of the pattern. So you're going to chain 1. It's a decent sized chain. You're not doing a very small one for this particular pattern. And in that very top stitch, you are making another double crochet like that. If you prefer, and this is what I'm going to do, you can make a standing double. So you don't chain at all, you turn, you place your stitch in, you draw your loop up, you've got 2 on the hook, so this is effectively a US single, UK double. Draw through those 2, and then you're going into this left hand section, so you can see you've got top of the stitches here, you've got a little set leg here, you've got this bigger leg here, so you're going into that leg and drawing a loop up. So again, effectively you've got 2, and we are pulling through those 2. So whichever you prefer to do, you can do. Now, on this particular pattern, the very beginning and the very end, you're always going to be making that US double, and then the pattern will be within this section. So do you remember I said it was a 3-row repeat? So we have just made our first double crochet, and we are now going to start our pattern. Now, to do this, we're actually going to work around the post. So this would be classed as a front post double crochet in US terms, and a front post treble crochet in UK terms. So whichever way you're doing it, it's exactly the same stitch. You're yarning over just as you would with the normal stitch, and then instead of going into the top there, you're actually going around this post. So hopefully you can see that. So we're not going in there, we're going around this post. We're then drawing the loop up around the post instead of through the stitch. We're just going to pull that up slightly so we get a little bit of height to it because it's lower down, and then we're going to draw through 2 and draw through 2. So then we're going to make 2 in the same, so it's all the same stitch. So we're going to make 2 stitches in the top of the next 2. So 1 and 2. Now that then gives us a stitch that's coming forward and then 2 stitches that are normal, and that is our 3-row repeat. So let's do that again together. So I'm going to yarn over, so that's that section there. So this is the next stitch. Are we clear on that? That's that stitch. This is the next stitch. So we're going to go around that stitch, draw our loop through, and we're going to make our stitch. Just get some more yarn. And then the next 2 are just going to be in the top of the stitch. So 1 and 2. The next one around the post. So again, just make sure you're going into the right one. And then 2 in the top. And around the post. And 2 in the top. Clay didn't get enough yarn last time. Okay, around the next post. Oh, I went through the post then instead of around it. So around the next post. 2 in the top. Around the next post. 2 in the top. You see now we're coming to the end, can't you? So I've now got 2 stitches. So I'm going around the post, and then in my last stitch I'm going into the top, and I'm just doing a standard stitch. So let's have a look now. Can you see how much that's drawn in? I'm not sure if you can. And this is one of the reasons why I'd suggest when you to do a sample. So if you wanted to make a blanket, then what you can do then is at this point you can start to measure how many stitches you've got. So you would go from sort of here, well obviously here to here. I would do a bigger sample before you did this, and it then will give you an idea of how many chains you're going to need in order to make the size you wanted. So previously to this I would have said that the width was probably about the right width for a for say a scarf, but now I would say it's too narrow, and I would be wanting to add at least another probably 2 sections onto this, so another six chains. So I just want you to think about that as well as you're working your pieces up. So let's move on to our 3rd row, and what we'll be doing now is we'll be doing a repeat of row 2 and 3. So I'm going to go on to our 3rd row. Again, I'm going to do my standing stitch first. Okay. Now you'll see now we have, I'm not sure how well you can see that. We have, let me just get another hook. Look at this one. We have this stitch which has gone back, and then these 2 stitches are forward. Yeah. So these are the ones that we did in the post, and these are the ones that we did at the top. So in order to make the waffle stitch, we're going to do it slightly different. So we're going to go into the top of the ones that, oh, I've gone blurry. The top of the ones that we had going forward, which now look like they're going backwards, and then we're going to go around the ones that are sitting forward, and then you'll see on the other side what difference that makes. So we'll do it. Trust the process for me, and then you'll see on the when we turn it around the difference that makes. So the top of the next stitch, I'm just going to get plenty of yarn. We all know it won't be enough to get to the end, but and then we're going to go around the post of the next 2. So now one of the things I like about this is that you're not doing any back post stitches, because they can take a little bit of getting used to. The front posts are a little bit easier in my experience, and also when I've been teaching, people tend to find that the front posts they can grasp a little easier. So we've done 1 in the top, 2 as a front post, another one in the top, and you should be able to see which one you're going into probably more easily in real life than I am now, but 2 in the back. But you can still see we're doing this 3-row repeat, aren't we, where we're keeping to the same rhythm. So 1 in the top, 2 in the posts. Okay, you can repeat that all the way to the end. And when I turn it round, you'll see. Oh, can you see I've gone wrong there? I needed to do that one around the post as well. Thought I was getting into a flow, and obviously not. or the wrong flow. There we go. And then we're going to the top of this one, and we've got our last one, which again we're going to go into the top of. Now when I turn this round, you'll start to see how that's looking. So hopefully you can see now where I've gone and placed the 2 stitches around the post. It's caused this effect, which is exactly what we're wanting with the waffle stitch, and it also feels like it's just gone slightly tighter again. You see those there? So we've got the texture here, and then we've got the texture here. So we're going to repeat row 2. So if you recall, we're going to do a standing, a front post, 2 top posts, a front post, 2 top posts, front post, and we're going to work that all the way along. So I will do that. I'll do it on camera so you can see it, just so that you've got the repeat of the row and you can see how it's working up. But I may speed it up slightly. I'm going to the end again. So front post, and then again right into the top, and that is our repeat of row 2. So I hope you can start to see that that's working up beautifully. So I'm going to repeat row 3 now. So I'll just talk you through that and show it once more. Again, turn. I'm going to make my first stitch a standing one, but you can chain 1 and do a normal stitch. And again, for this row now, we're going top of the first and post on the second, on the next 2. So top of the first, and then front post on your next 2. Top of the next, and front post of the next 2. I'm going to do that all the way across. hopefully you can really see that starting to come together. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to carry on, do a few more rows, and then I shall come back and show you what that looks like. So here you go, you can see the beautiful texture of the waffle stitch, and it's such a lovely pattern. Once you have it in your head, it's one of those I think you can just sit and do fairly mindfully, without having to expend too much energy on thinking about it and your time in just producing it. Makes beautiful blankets. I have one of my ladies who's currently making a cushion in it, well actually cushions in it. She's on I think a 4th cushion now, maybe finished, and it just gives a really lovely, quite bouncy textured finish. So I do hope you enjoy making it.